Alright guys, so welcome back to another Genshin Impact video, and now for today's video I wanted to do something a little bit different, and once again this will be in regards to version 1.2 and the banners for Albedo and Ganyu. Now as of this recording, I do not have any confirmation on the banners for Albedo or Ganyu, who will be coming, who's the 4 stars coming along with them, if there's going to be any new 4 stars. I don't have that information unfortunately as of right now, so the thing I wanted to talk about is, right now at this point, are we in the Xiao and Ayaka's waiting room? I mean, in all honesty, the more I think about it, the more I feel like I am in that waiting room for both of those characters, rather than both of these characters that we're going to be receiving here very shortly. Once again, speaking about Albedo and Ganyu. Reason being is because, once again, like I mentioned, we don't have confirmation on the 4 stars in regards to their banners as of this recording, and we don't know who's going to be coming. But also with that, if there's not going to be any new 4 stars, is it worth pulling on their banners? It's just a very interesting thing that I've been thinking about, and we talked about on stream, the last one that I did. And it also begs the question, are these characters hype enough for you to go ahead and use your primos on? Especially speaking about Albedo in particular. Ganyu, I know there's a lot of simping going on, the extra thickness confirmed, and all of that good stuff taken into consideration. Now, if we talk about the characters in of themselves, I think they're going to be great. Albedo, I think, is going to be a fantastic support, probably be able to do some pretty good damage in the right situations himself. And Ganyu, when you take a look at her kit and what she's bringing to the table, I think she's going to be an extremely strong hitter. I think she's going to have a lot of good utility, and her constellations are starting to look extremely nutty, so I can see people wanting to pull for Ganyu. Like I mentioned, she's also attracting a lot of simping going on and whatnot, so it's just very interesting. The characters themselves, I think, are good. I think they're valuable. I think they're going to have a place on teams. I just don't know if the hype factor around them is all that significant. Once again, really harping on Albedo more than Ganyu. Ganyu is actually starting to garner that hype the closer we get to version 1.2 and the more trailers that are shown about her with those spicy camera angles. But it really goes back to, in my opinion, what 4 stars are going to be coming along with them. Now, I did have a comment on my last video, so not my live stream, but my last video, talking about, you know, Kaya and Amber and those other 4 stars being on there, and me sounding as if I don't want those characters to be on there, rather than them not being good or being hyped. And that's the furthest from the truth. In all actuality, I think the characters are great, whether it be Kaya, whether it be Amber, especially Kaya in this particular situation with the artifacts that we're going to be obtaining in version 1.2 that are confirmed. I think Kaya actually is getting a significant boost here, as well as other characters, 4-star characters like Xingqiu, and you know, any other cryo characters like Chi-Chi, for example, that are going to be able to benefit Diona, Chongyun, that's going to be able to benefit from these new artifacts that are going to be coming, that's probably going to buff them significantly. Amber is, you know, Amber, so not much to say about there, but if those characters are on the banner, I'm not saying that's not a good thing, and I understand that there are people that want to pull for them and want to have constellations, dupes in them, and it's going to be, you know, valuable for those individuals. What I'm stating is, from a hype standpoint, from a majority, are you going to pull on this banner standpoint, you know, is it really worth the primos, in my opinion? And when you're talking about, you know, characters like Amber, characters like Kaya, I just don't think they bring the hype factor, albeit I think Kaya is starting to get a little bit more up there because of the artifact that's going to be coming. Like I mentioned, I also am looking at Chongyun, and Chongyun is starting to look extremely enticing with the new artifacts that are going to be coming for them as well. It's just from a hype standpoint, are you really going to be pulling on those banners? And so I'm starting to wonder now, are we in the aspect of just skipping and saving for, you know, the boy Xiao and the girl Ayaka? So it's interesting. I feel as if I'm in this waiting room, and once again, this could just be me in particular. I don't know if I'm too high on Albedo at all. I don't know if I'm going to be pulling on that banner, just my own personal subjective opinion, just because of, you know, the character, the skills, him being a geotype, I don't know. For me, it's not something that I'm too high on. Ganyu, on the other hand, seems interesting. Being a bow cryo user is not the most enticing thing for me, just being actually just a bow user. But she does bring a lot of unique things that I think are going to be extremely useful. Also, the character design is fantastic and the constellations would be great. But then we got to take a look at the girl Ayaka being a cryo character herself, and would it just be more valuable to just save for her? Would she be more useful? Now, there is the interesting fact that if you pull for Ganyu, you'll probably have plenty of time to save up Primos for Ayaka, as she probably won't be coming for quite some time. But, you know, from a free-to-play standpoint, do you want to just have as much Primos as you possibly can to be able to pull for her? Or even for Xiao, do you find him to be more valuable to your team as a main DPS and what he's going to be bringing to the table, especially if you don't have any useful or good Enemo characters like Sucrose or like Venti, if you missed out on them, or you don't have your MC built up the way you want him or her to be built up. So it's just a lot of interesting things that I wanted to talk about, kind of, you know, discuss with you guys. I would love to get your opinions down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're going to be pulling on these banners. Like I mentioned, as of right now, I don't have any confirmation on the 4-stars that are going to be accompanying these characters, if there's going to be any new 4-star characters, because, for example, and I mentioned this in the last video as well, if we're getting a character like Rosaria or something of that nature, a new 4-star, that makes it a little more enticing and interesting, whereas if it's just Albedo and Ganyu and then we're just slapping on some old 4-stars like Xingqiu or Chongyun or Lisa, Amber, Kaya, I just don't see it being as enticing anymore. But that's just me. Does that mean that the characters are not good and I don't want them to come? No, not necessarily. I'm just talking about it from a hype factor standpoint on what MiHoYo can do as a business. And from a business standpoint, just having Albedo with some old 4-stars slapped on the banner doesn't seem as if it's going to generate that much revenue. In all honesty, I'm probably more highly anticipating what the weapon banner is. And you can let me know in the comments down below if you guys are in the same boat. Because I think the weapon banner is going to be what determines if I'm going to be spending Primos or not in version 1.2. It's just kind of all up in the air, because as of right now, me in particular, and you can let me know in the comments down below if you're in the same boat or in the same waiting room. I think I'm in the Xiao and Ayaka waiting room right now. And I don't know. It's just, like I mentioned, it's just all... it's all interesting to me, and the fact that we don't know who the 4-stars are just yet is very interesting as well. And what's also, I know I'm saying the word interesting a lot, but it is that Chongyun and Razor were just here, and then Beidou and Ningguang were just here as well. Really, really good 4-stars, so I don't see them coming back. I could see Sucrose and Bennett. I could see Xingqiu and Noelle. Even Barbara, Fischl. I can see those characters coming back. But let me know in the comments down below if that's enough to have you spend your Primos as characters. And then once again, Kaya, Amber, since they haven't been on banners, are very strong likelihoods. Lisa, very strong likelihoods. So, yeah, something that I just wanted to talk about, something that I've been thinking about a lot, something that I wanted to discuss, what would really be just an interesting... I'm saying that word interesting a lot. Forgive me. What would be a curveball, I should say, like, would come out of nowhere is they just put another 5-star on there, but I know that's not going to happen. MiHoYo doesn't roll that way, but that would be something that would come out of left field, right? But I don't see that happening. But anyways, guys, that is just what I wanted to discuss and talk about. You know, something I've been thinking about for quite some time, and I just wanted to get your guys' opinion and see where your guys' thought process are when it comes to version 1.2. And if you're just going to be skipping, or if you're going to be saving, if you're just going to be in the waiting room for Xiao and Ayaka, or Albedo and Ganyu, they really got your attention. Anyways, guys, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you like what you saw. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out. Bye, guys.